Hi, I am Isis Sousa, a digital artist, and I like especially painting portraits. I paint humans, but also many fantasy figures like elves and vampires and fairies. My first contact with art happened quite early in my childhood. Um, my parents always appreciated art, and when I was a small child, I was already looking through classical art books, and from there on my passion for art started. On my early teens I started learning graphic design and have been working with it for over a decade. And only in the last couple of years actually I have been working hard on digital painting. And it happened by suggestion of my husband. He was the one who suggested me to join my efforts on digital painting. My work process is rather simple, but it can sound a little bit strange. I never draw prior to painting. I paint directly the shapes and forms that I will have in my composition, and then I add lighting and shading, and from there on I go adding details. I can paint directly over reference sometimes, but other times I can just look at the references and paint directly over a blank canvas. My art studio is very simple and small. It's a small office that I share with my husband. We have one computer which he has set up with two screens, and we used to share it because he works with photography and I work with graphic design and illustration. I also have a bunch of books and magazines close to me, so I can consult them and do some research when I need. And my workplace also extends to the living room and a sofa more specifically, because during my computer breaks I like to sit there and grab my sketchbook and start writing down my ideas and sketching what I have in mind. So my idea factory is in fact the living room, and the office is where those ideas become finished pieces. I think the best part of being an artist is being able to create your own universe, your own worlds and creatures, and expanding that universe to other people, which means your audience. I do believe that artists have a sixth sense, which means they have some extra sensibility towards the world and how things are. And I also think that mostly artists are not so well understood by their families and friends and neighbors, because they think that you just do hobby all the time, and they don't see that being an artist can also be a profession. I think one of the biggest challenges of being an artist is to find your right niche and your spot in the market, because the market is quite limited and there are many wonderful artists coming all the time, and more now in this last decade. Mostly of my jobs and commission works, they come from CG communities like sketchholic.com, CG Society, It's Art, Leon Art, and some others. And a big part, maybe as much as 70% of my jobs, they come from clients whom I have already worked with. And also they do what we call word of mouth marketing, and from there on I gain new clients. I think some of the most important aspects on keeping your jobs coming is to be always honest with your clients and prospects. If you can't handle the tasks they're asking for, just be honest about it. Say you can't do it and maybe recommend someone else, some of your artist friends, for example. Always keep your deadlines, be organized in your workflow and your files. Always offer quality work. Don't give less than your best. Those are some of the most crucial things. At last, I don't have any wisdom to give, I think, because wisdom is not something that you can give to someone, rather someone has to look for it. And it has to come from insights, from the deeper parts of that person. But I would give just 2 tips, and this is to be a humble person, an artist. And the second one is always commit to be a better artist, always commit to improve.